and welcome to That Squirrel Speaks. Today is Tuesday, June 18th, and this is episode 68. How are you? I always forget to introduce myself. I'm Amy Beth, also known as the Fat Squirrel in Ravelry, and the Fat Squirrel, that's SQRRL, on Instagram and Twitter, because somebody else is the Fat Squirrel there. What's up with that? Anyway. I would like to say thank yous. Thank you to Tristan for donating to the show. He's trying to do real hard, earned money in the dollars of the world to the show. Thank you. Thank you, of course. That's right, you, for watching the show. If you also comment on the boards, thank you there. Thank you so much. Yeah, you. Shenanigans. There were lots of shenanigans this week. Right? I go from 0 shenanigans to too many shenanigans to talk about. What's up with that? I apologize. My voice is especially froggy. It's pre 8 a.m. here. So, but the shenanigans. Okay, so what shenanigans are we talking about? Let's talk about the zoo shenanigans. That's like because all the other shenanigans were kind of mini. But the zoo shenanigans. Okay, for one thing, we love our zoo. We go to the Indianapolis Zoo. It's like 7 minutes away from our house. And it's the perfect size for small children. Like, really, it's itty bitty. Not itty bitty. But I grew up in Cincinnati, so Cincinnati Zoo is giganto. It's uphill and down dale. It's a to-do. Our zoo, you can go and see everything in like 3 hours. It's awesome. But if you want to make it a longer day, you can. Like if you don't go there regularly. What is this? I need a haircut, people. It's out of control. So you can go and make it a full day if you want to, because there's lots of like extra things you can do at the zoo besides just walk around and look at the animals. Like there's the dolphin show. And there's lots and lots of talks. There's now like a dog trick thing. What's that? That's new. We haven't seen that yet. There's a splash park. Very exciting. Kids are so spoiled these days. And there's lots and lots of talks. So, but what was I talking about? Oh, specifically this time. Oh, and we're getting orangutans in May of 2014. They have the specs up of the new habitat or whatever. It looks so cool. I don't know. It seems like it's not even going to work. I'm such a pessimist, right? But there's these like crazy, it's so spacey looking. It's out of control. It looks like the future. But there's these crazy super high scaffolding, like metal tower thingies. And they've got these like really interesting orange ropes. Like they almost look like bridge. Like it looks kind of like bridge supports, like for a suspension bridge. So sorry. It looks almost like bridge supports. Still not working. Like a suspension bridge, like those big cables that are, looks kind of like that. But evidently, it's so that the orangutans can climb up on there. There's also allegedly something where you can go up and meet the orangutans. I think that's going to cost $1 billion. I don't know if that's going to happen for me. But how cool is that? I'm keeping my mind open, like it's going to work. The zoo people know. They know, right? They know. It's going to work, right? Totally. But anyway, the other thing we did for the first time this time, I'm so sorry. The other thing we did for the first time this time is that they have these new bird exhibits where we've done them before, but this is the first time we really did them. You actually walk into the bird, like it's all like habitat-y inside, but you have like the double doors where you walk in and they close the door behind you, and then you walk in and you can actually like, hi bird, what's up? Right? Just like that. You could touch them, I guess. I mean, you can't do that. Don't do that. But theoretically, if you were a toddler and you didn't know better. So there's 2 different enclosures. One of them has like larger birds. It has some of the guinea fowl in it, which I always love. And some bigger, like tropically looking birds. And then the other one has all I don't call them budgies. Is that right? But also there's the cockatiels, like the ones with the orange cheeks and the foof. But there are like a billion in there. I mean, it's crazy. It's like when you watch, when you watch National Geographic when you're 12 and they do, they're from Australia, right? Am I making that up? I should really do research before I start this show. Crazy. But you used to see the film, and they would be like all of the pet birds, but they would be flying these giant flocks. You'd just be like, what is that magical land? It's like that, only you get to be inside of it. I'm not even kidding you. I think an underestimation is that there are 500 birds in there. I think that's conservative. It's insane. So you go in and then you can pay $2.50 or you can buy tickets, whatever. And we didn't do it because I'm a terrible mother and I'm super cheap. But now I'm going to do it next time because I found out how cool it is. But you can buy like this little, it's like the wooden coffee stirrers, you know, those little sticks. And they have put some sort of sticky substance on there and then put birdseed on it. So you can hold the thing out. Not only will the bird like sit on the, like, because you know there's ropes around so you can't walk into their business or whatever. So the bird will sit there and eat your bird seed off your stick, which is awesome, right? You can also snap off the little bird seed part of the stick, put it in your palm, and the bird will land in your hand. So I'm a bad parent. I didn't buy any, but fortune shined upon us. And a lady was getting impatient because she was ready to move on, and it does take them a while to eat the birdseed. So she totally gave my kid her birdseed stick. I didn't have a camera. You know, right? You're like, where's the picture? I didn't have a camera. I'm sorry. Bad person. But she totally, the bird was like on her hand, and she was like, I was like, ah, I know, right? The world is so cool. How cool is that? We were very excited. I was so excited. That's so awesome. Whatever. It's crazy. So there's like 10 kids in there just being like, and all the parents being like, it's awesome. They need to bottle the joy. Ship it somewhere. Stop banging things. So it was so cool. And then we never ride the train. Cheap. Somebody totally gave us train tickets. They were like, we're leaving. They had a bunch of like complimentary tickets. She was like, here. I was like, what? Take out. The best good fortune day at the zoo ever. So exciting. So, those are the shenanigans. We also started swim lessons yesterday. I didn't start swim lessons. My daughter did. But that's very exciting too. Anyway, there were lots of other shenanigans. I can't keep talking. Hush. Let's talk about the woolly stuff. Let's do it. Okay, what do we talk about first? I have no spinning finished objects, but I do have 2 bobbins. This is my Into the World Lavinia for the Knitables spin along, and I got the Superwash Merino. I got 8 ounces because I'm crazy. Well, when you've never had Into the World and there's an option for 8 ounces instead of 4, just saying, doesn't make you a pig. Wool pig. I love that the Leslie and Laura say wool pig. That makes me, I don't know what it is. Makes me so happy. Anyway, so this one, left and right is confusing. This one, I split the braid in half vertically and just spun it like that. So you can see that there are longer color repeats. I can't do the braid from the braid. I know everybody can do it, right? I don't know what's wrong with me, but I have to have it at least split in half, or otherwise I get whatever. I don't know what's wrong with me. But this one, I split into like 8, I think, vertically. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like pencil roving. It was nuts. So it's going to have very short repeats, and that's why you're seeing mostly the blue, just because that's when I would change the hook. So the other colors are still in there. Don't worry. But it's just much shorter repeats. So hopefully it'll give me lots of yummy barber pulling goodness. We'll see. Hopefully I'll get that applied this week. I don't know, that's going to be a crazy week. I have lots of sewing to do. So there is my spinning. Okay, knitting. I do have finished knitting objects. I have two. I'm wearing one. So I'll insert the me standing up here. Here is my Bellevue cardigan. So hopefully I'm back now. Ta-da! I totally love it. It's knit in Quids & Company Finch, the nasturtium colorway, on which is a fingering, on US 4s. It's a more open gauge than the pattern suggests. And I put in bust darts per Amy Herzog. Now, my bust darts were not the same giantness that they should have been because the bottom was taller than whatever. They just weren't the same size as they should have been. But the bust dart is amazing, people. If you are a busty gal and you like the look of an open front sweater, as I do, the bust darts help it to stay there, I think. This one is this small. This sweater has it'll close, see? But it definitely, I mean, it has to have negative, yes, it has negative ease, I think. I haven't really measured the finished object, but I think it's got negative ease. So normally it would just be like this, right? Like where your boobs are just like, hey, boobs. But I think the bust, I don't know if it's the combination of the gauge being more open so that it is more stretchy and like not as, it will stretch open more without having as much zink back. So that might be part of it. But then I think the bust dart has got something to do with it because it'll totally stay on your boobs where it's supposed to. What? So I'm very excited. I was terrified the whole time I was making it. I was like, this is going to be way too small because per Amy Herzog, I made this size. So you measure up here, which does make perfect sense. Why do I need other people to tell me the things that make sense? But I do, evidently. But you make the size for this size of you, your upper bust measurement, which, because then it fits in the, look at that, it fits in the shoulders. Other modifications I made, really it was mostly the bust darts. So essentially I made the front I made the front like a size bigger than the back and then also added bust darts because I do have some tummy too, okay? And that's basically how I did it. And it's fabulous. I'm so excited. I'm so pleased with it. It's the perfect length because this is where I wanted to wear it with sweaters so that I could have some sort of fat lady arm coverage if I was feeling modest that day. Normally I don't feel modest. I'll just be honest with you. I'm like, let the fat fly. But some days, or when you're going into super cold air conditioning, it's helpful. But I'm so pleased with it. Yay! I'm trying to think of anything else I did. I did not decrease, I did not make the neckline as open as was suggested. I think I made it an inch narrower. Yes, an inch narrower on each side because my shoulders are not very broad, especially for my size. And so that broad neckline tends to just want to fall off and is sloppy looking for me and annoying. So I did make my neckline about an inch narrower than was suggested. But I think that's the only thing I did other than the bust darts and the bigger gauge. Okay, I did a lot of weird stuff. Sorry. So basically, my upper bust measurement is like a 46, I think. So basically what I did is I made that size, but at my gauge. So I really only made like the second largest size, which was very exciting. Terrifying, but exciting. Because it means I had less stitches. So this really should have taken me less time than it did, but oh well. It's done now. Hush. Orange cow! So now I have 2 orange sweaters in a row. Bam. The orange cow, I did make a slight, whatever. I can't think of the word. I'm going to draw for prizes if I record on Monday, July 1st, or if it's Tuesday, July 2nd. But that day, I will actually wait for the fullness of June to be completed. So in your mind, just know that I'm going to close that thread, so just have it done in the month of June. and have it posted. And then I'll probably close the thread on Monday, July 1st in the morning. Because that gives you like a whole other week. I don't know what I was thinking the last Monday of June. The first Monday of July, I'm going to close the thread, but really it's going to be early in the morning. So get it done by Sunday, June 30th. Okay? Yay! And your stuff is a pretty shush. Oh, and we got new prizes. I'll show you this too. Absolute Wonder sent you and me some stitch markers of orangey goodness. So she sent you orange slices, wee ones, and medium ones of orangey goodness. Yay. Then she sent me a prize and you a prize. She wrapped it up like all pretty like this. This is yours. But then she was so cute because she's like, I know you'll need to open it. So she sent me extra rich wrapping paper so I could wrap yours back up. Isn't that cute? So this is what she sent us. Well, I don't know what she sent you yet. We're going to open it in a minute. She sent me this. It's a little Notionsy pouch, which I totally don't even have. It's orange. So isn't that cute? And here's her card. She, of course, is absolutewonder.etsy.com. I know you can't see that side, small stuff, but it's absolutewonder.etsy.com. And let's open yours. Oh, I love getting prizes, even if they're not for me. It's all the joy of a prize, but then I don't have to figure out what to do with it, right? These are infinitely useful, and I could figure something out to do with them, but you know what I mean. Yours is orange. Isn't that cute fabric? I dig that fabric. You can see inside is the outside pocket. You can't see, it's so tight. But it's all nicely padded-y. So your things won't poke through. If you want to put a tapestry needle or anything in there, it won't poke through. So thank you, everyone. Yay, you! Okay, there's that. So orange cookie. Okay, more. Oh, I have another finished object. I know, I want to roll. I finished my plain old stockinette afterthought heel socks. And this is yarn from Fiber Nymph Dye Works, her bounce base, and her shot through the card colorway. I love the way afterthought heel socks fit me, but they don't show as well because they're kind of origami-y in some way. But yay, that! So there's actually two, I'm not lying. They matched up quite well. They both have like a little blip of black. So yay. I think I'm going to really like them. These are the first ones I did on size zeros, and they're very dense. So they should wear super well, which is very exciting because there's nothing sadder than a stripy pair of socks with a hole in it. Really, there isn't. Well, except one of those fancily patterned ones, but I don't do those so much, so. Love it! Thank you, fabulous person who donated but wanted to remain anonymous, the yarn to me. Okay, thank you. You know you are. Fancy pants. So, yay! I'm very excited about those. I'm more excited to have them done because they were really on the needles for like 3 months or something crazy. All right, 2 months. But it was ridiculous either way. I have my, I left my thingy-doodle. I finished half of my Frankenfinger mitts, and I am knitting those with our lovely Sadie of the Yarnivore podcast, her yarn. And this is the Tentacle Face base in the Mother Hydra colorway. So there's that. Oh, I know, the ends aren't woven in, hush. I'm knitting these on size zeros. And I'm knitting the man size because I have manly hands, evidently. So there's that. You get to do each of the fingers of different colors. Isn't that fun? Yay. And I did not make mine quite as long as they suggested. I think the cuff they suggested was like, it is a pay for pattern, but it was very reasonable, I think. I think the cuff they suggested was like 4.5 inches. I didn't make mine quite that long because I don't like, you know, I'm not trying to be super goth or anything. Just gothy enough for Sadie-inspired yarns. So thank you. Oh, and her shop is called Knitter's Nightmare. She's dyeing up new yarn. It looks very good. It's all labyrinth self-striping based. It's going to be hard not to do that. I know you're all going to get it before me, so it's okay. But then she also sent me this. It's a yarn aboard tote bag. Yay! Oh, wait. That's because I bought something from her. I don't know why I put that with that. Whatever. She donated that yarn, by the way. But then I'll just show you right now because I'm talking about it. Why not? I also bought this because I'm in love with Falkland forever and ever. We're BFFs. Me and Falkland. And me and Sadie Hush. So here's her shop, Knitter's Nightmare. This is the Lady Pulgara? I don't know. I'm not fancy enough. Pulgara. Sadie's way cooler than I am. This is 4 ounces of Polworth, and isn't it beautiful? It's going to be so pretty. So that's why she sent me the bag. Okay, now on to other things. More new. Okay, now works in progress. You haven't seen this in a long time because I haven't worked on it in a long time. This is my Color Affection, which I'm knitting out of Fat Squirrel Fibers. My Pecan Base, which is 100% BFL fingering. Let's see if I can manage to show you what's going on. Okay, so this is like, so this was the colorway that went with the bird bags. It's Morning Dove is the purple, Spring Leaf is the green, and then I have started to add in the brown, which is Twig. Can you see that? It's kind of hard to see. So there's not a lot of different color. I mean, there is difference between the purple and brown, but it doesn't read as a high contrast. But that was my intention. I really like the ones that had the first and last color as kind of neutralish and the middle color as like a little disjointed. I don't know why, but I love those. Super really want to make one that's dove gray, charcoal gray, and orange. But so anyway, so that's what I was going for because those make me happy. So last time you saw it, I didn't have all of the middle, these stripes done. I think I was like here-ish. So I picked it up this week and started working. And I've gotten a decent amount done on it. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see. Really? You can't see. Let's not even pretend. But you can see, kind of. Better-ish. So that's going on. That is on US 3s. I did not work at all on my estuary shawl. It's a little thinky. I wasn't feeling particularly thinky this week. It's just how it is sometimes. Next in my bag from Getting Pipeline Retreat. Oh, Paula, I love you. And everybody there too. Okay, so here is my estuary blanket in progress. I showed you this one already, but here is a brown one. This one is not blocked, so forgive me. So this is Peace Fleece. My whole blanket's gonna be Peace Fleece. This is I think this is Ancient Fern. Really? Why don't I not remember these things that are infinitely important? Infinitely important! Such a mess. That's right. It's the Ancient Fern colorway. There's no possible way that you can see how flippin' awesome this yarn is. I was knitting this square. This blanket's going to be the death of me. Because every time I knit a square, I'm like, I need a whole sweater in this. I totally need a sweater in Ancient Fern. For one thing, it's called Ancient Fern. And it's been called Ancient Fern for at least since the time I was in college. And I've wanted it since then. So maybe it's time. No, it's not time. I have to knit 2 of the other Peace Fleece sweaters I have in quantity and stash. And then I can knit a Peace Fleece one out of Ancient Fern. Hush. So, but anyway, it's this beautiful, on the website, it looks much greener than it does in real life. But it is a dark, dark brown with mossy green and purplish burgundy bits in it. It's so beautiful. So, and of course, that's the Vivid blanket, sorry, from Tin Can Knits in the Handmade in the UK ebook. Sorry, I know it's like kind of hard to see because my face is all here. But anyway, it's beautiful. So hush. Do you want to just see the colors I have right now? Do you want to just see? Can I just show you? It's such a okay. So there's my Ancient Fern. And I'm hoping to get 4 out of each one. Like that's what the first one weighed, exactly 1 ounce, and these are 4 ounce skeins. But I'm a little bit concerned because that seems like it took more than that. But whatever, it's fine. This one I'll show you because I don't have it in a skein. So I got one of it, but now I wish I had gotten a whole sweater's worth again. And I believe this was what is this one? This one is not a GLaDOS gold, is it? Am I making that up? I'm a liar. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. I'm totally not. It's GLaDOS gold. Yarn turned off the computer again, but I got it right away. So this is GLaDOS gold. And of course, the yellow one that I showed you already is Wild Mustard. That's Ancient Fern. This one is, I don't know, I should just show you these all when I do them, but I can't help it. I'm excited. Phoebe. And it's like a very like army-ish kind of green. It's all nudity and good. And of course, Shaplova mushroom. I'm such a nerd. And then Baba Sienna. So basically, it's going to be, one just jumped. Okay, it was the gold one. Basically, it's going to be basically beautiful. Look at it. Ah, and the gold. Right? Oh. I love peace fleece. I've always wanted some. Now, because I'm a fancy business owner, I can have some. Yay, being fancy. Okay. So those are all of the works in progress that got worked on this week. Pick up this one, the Monkeytoes. Okay, so here's some stuff I bought. Actually, I bought this stuff a while ago, but then it just came this week, and that's, I don't know. I mean, I like getting my stuff when I buy it. Like, that's great. I'm not complaining. But it's also really exciting when you kind of forgot for a minute that you ordered something, right? And then it shows up and you're like, oh, I forgot for a minute. Now it's here. So here's what I forgot for a minute. I got some Desert Vista Dye Works self-striping. This is Peacock. Super limey, crazy, awesome green. Beautiful navy, beautiful teal. The navy, is it? Okay, I lied. Not navy, purple-ish navy. And brown. And then, look at this crazy one. Toucan? It looks like a toucan. I don't remember it being called toucan when I got it, but whatever, it's gorgeous. Beautiful. And this is the 75% merino, superwash merino, 25% nylon. This is her Viso base, I guess. Which feels very nice. It's got a nice high twist. And there are multiple plies. I'm thinking it's like a 4. Yep, it looks like a 4. So exciting. So that is all of the enabling. But if you would like to stick around, I have a bit of shameless self-promotion. It's totally shameless! And it's self-promotion-y. So if you don't want to stick around, I love your face anyway. You don't have to tell me you didn't stick around. You just pretend. I won't ask you. There's no secret word at the end. Have a good week. Are we going to stay around? Oh my gosh. It's an all squirrel update. I'm not even lying to you. It's all squirrels all the time. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. So there is this fabric. And it's available in sweater size, the large wedge size, and the small wedge size. It has off-white lining. the natural lining. Okay, so that's all available in all 3 sizes. It's of course the fabric by Tuliping. But wait, there's more. Oh, you get this color, like this color better. Again, sweater, wedge, large wedge, and small wedge. Again, the off-white lining. So just for reference, the small wedge, it's the smallest one I do, but it still will hold. There's 2 skeins of yarn in it. It's still got plenty of room. So, these will, just FYI, these will all have handles, but I didn't have time to get handles done. But the small wedge will have a smaller handle than it typically does. It's always had the larger handle, just like the large wedge and the sweater. But in terms of scale, I think I'm going to go with a smaller handle this time around. So you will see these have a more accurately sized handle. So there's this. Oh no, there's still more. Are you ready? Oh, there's still more. Don't worry. How ridiculous is that? So there's a sweater, wedge, and baby wedge. Now, unfortunately, some of you who are getting baby wedges, you may only get this much of your squirrel showing. I'm so sorry. This is very rare. Most of them have. I really tried my best to get most of a squirrel on those, but some of them I messed up. Quite frankly. Actually, I think it's just going to be this one. It's like, so maybe I'll make this one like a. Whatever. I'll do my very, very best to get you a squirrel. At least this much of a squirrel. Not that much. That's none. On a bag. But again, when you have a project in it, that bottom will flip out a little bit. So the squirrel. Then look, there's a squirrel. These have crazy orange zippers, by the way. These have a green in lining. I don't know why. They seemed very campy to me. I mean, they are kind of campy, but they seemed very lodge-like to me. So I feel like they needed a rustic green interior. Why? I don't know. But just so you know, I'm just going to open the zipper 27 times. Just so you know, the interiors, I usually try to use a heavy weight, like a canvas, because I know so many of you use those super sharp needles, like signatures and whatnot. And sometimes you have a tapestry needle floating around in there. Just makes me feel more secure about my own stuff if there's a heavier lining. So that's why there's a heavier lining. And these are also interfaced because they are quilter's cotton and not the typical home deck fabrics that I use. So they do have interfacing. So all 4 fabrics are available in all 3 sizes. The shop update will be on Friday, this Friday, which is June something, right? Is that 21st? 18, 19, 20, 21st. Friday, June 21st at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or Eastern Day, whatever, Eastern Time. We're on the one that everybody's on. We used to be on the different one, but we're not on it anymore. So, I hope you all have a lovely week. And I will see you next time. Bye.